Hello and welcome everybody to episode 2 of the Losers Queue, but the first episode of us introducing it as the Losers Queue in the podcast. My name is Rylanor, and we have a lot to talk about today with RQ Lil wrapping up a couple hours ago. But before we get into that, I want you to introduce some of the rest of the co-hosts.
All right, yeah, you'll get the name at one point. But anyways, I'm Hydra. I'm a
Probably
co-host
not.
here. I hope so, and I'll pass it along.
Hey guys, I'm Stardust, and yeah, that's me.
I'm Azir. Oh, yeah, there we go. Start this.
Wait, why do you sound so far, like randomly?
I don't know.
Because
Okay,
he's
okay.
He's
Better?
sitting like 30
Yeah,
feet away from his microphone.
Okay, here. I'll put it here. There we go.
There we
Yeah,
go.
there we go. There we go. Much
There we go.
better. I mean,
All right.
I'm sure at least some people in the audience want to hear your takes.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Well, like I was talking about, we just wrapped up the second European regional qualifier, and I think that things went basically as nobody expected. So we had a fun little idea today because they're back-to-back, at least Europe, US. We got Atlanta coming up in a couple days. I will be attending. Stardust will be attending. Hydra and Zdrill will not. So look for us on the feature matches, hopefully later in the day. Let's just say a lot was happening that was unexpected, I think, with the top cut and kind of everything else. We're going to briefly give our thoughts on how surprised we were about everything that happened at the regional qualifier, and then we're going to do a tier list ahead of Atlanta to see how much has changed and maybe give some predictions on what we're expecting to happen. So just off the cuff, I am extraordinarily surprised to see the layout as it happened. I remember we were looking on Saturday and seeing all the Azirs that were undefeated. I know there was like some weird stuff with one of the Azirs. We can maybe get into that a little bit later. But it looks like green has come out as potentially the most dominant color in the game. And that is something that I wasn't exactly expecting. But at the same time, I don't know. I think that maybe some of the things that we saw this week are not going to be replicated in Atlanta. What do you think, Hydra?
Yeah, I mean, like you're saying, I think green for some reason just looks a little unstoppable, especially with the finals of Azir and Master Yi. If you were keeping up, I was keeping up tabs throughout the whole weekend, so I was seeing the matches play out. I think my take, I'm actually surprised just how I just got kind of dethroned. Top 8, it was weird. I mean, she's green purple, and
Even
I was like,
with
okay.
green.
Yeah, exactly. It says green purple. I'm like, okay, probably strongest colors, and all three of them lost to different decks. It wasn't like it lost to Mirror or Draven or something like that. That was insane. The other thing that was kind of impressive is how bad Victor did. I was not expecting that. No Victors near the
Victor
top
always
tables.
does
It
so
was
bad.
wild. I just don't get it,
I feel
especially
like,
with
yeah,
yellow.
every single tournament we go in thinking, oh, Victor's going to be really good. I know we talked about it on the podcast last time, and Victor just never does well.
Yeah,
It just happens every single time.
Impressive from Victor players. But yeah, I'll pass it along to Stardust.
Yeah, no, it was definitely a meta shakeup. I was definitely thinking that Irelia was gonna take it all. There was like one, like Colin was playing Victor, and there weren't, other than that, no other Victor players that made it to that high up in the rankings. But yeah, green is looking crazy. 6 out of the 8 top 8s were in Lille were green, so that makes me reevaluate what Atlanta is gonna look like a little bit and maybe change up some deck lists for those out there who are also aiming for Atlanta.
I guess so
Unfortunately.
surprising. I mean, to be fair, I think Azir is. I consider it kind of a road deck, and so maybe the shock is a lot of people didn't practice that well into the matchup. At least the interaction that for me caused a lot of problems for most decks. It's gonna be the death grip interaction. Like you're right, you need to eliminate that damage. You do, you do a kill spell, you do a damage spell, you try to kill a unit. Oh, the other might get transferred to a different unit. Okay, well the problem just got doubled. I still think ultimately Draven and I really are still on high tables. I mean, this happened in Bologna. Remember, the commentator said that like, oh, the meta, it's not a Draven meta because we saw the last 2 matches are MF slash Ezreal. So I mean, it could be a fluke. I mean, the players, the players played well and they earned what they got. But I don't think it'll change the meta as much as people get it out to me. But hey, I'm wrong. Hey, maybe I'm wrong. I'm a dumb idiot.
We've been saying
be.
that for years.
Yeah.
True.
So, yeah, I definitely think that there's a lot more conversation to have about Azir, but I think that we can have that when we hop into the actual tier list. Just want to call out in advance. This is a tier maker that we found online, and as such, for whatever reason, the legends are not in alphabetical order. Doesn't really matter, but just wanted to call that out. So we are going to start with Kaisa, and then we're going to run down, see what each of us wants to give it as far as a grade, and then we will end with culminating to what and where we're going to place it on the tier list. So I'm going to start with Kaisa. I'm going to say that Kaisa, sorry in advance, Zedril, I think that Kaisa is B tier.
Wow.
And the reason that I think that Kaisa is B tier is because if we look at the decks that did the best during this tournament, we have orange and green. And orange has Ruin Runner, which I think has secretly become like one of the best cards in the entire game at this point. You put a Trinity Force on a Ruin Runner and you stick it on a battlefield and it just sits there and it's really hard to deal with. And I think that Kaisa does really well into a lot of matchups and can play control extraordinarily well. But I think it's going to struggle against Yi for that specific reason. And I also think that it's going to struggle against Azir because a board that goes too wide is going to be difficult to deal with. And again, to the point about Death Grip, if you're trying to kill some units or whatever, and you Death Grip a unit that's going to die, you have not helped yourself really at all in any situation. I'm not the Kaisa player, but I would say Kaisa's low A, high B is kind of where I'm thinking about it. What do you think, Hydra?
Yeah, I think we're on the same when it comes to this deck. I definitely think it's a low competitive deck, especially now if you switch it to the more mid-range like it used to be before. Again, like you said, it does struggle against green, but I think there is some like off chances where it takes games off or it takes matches away from them, at least from what I was seeing. You know, there was a lot of Kaisas in top tables, and I don't think there was one stream match for Kaisa, so it's either just struggling against whiteboards, spells, or I guess counter spells really, or buffs really when it comes to Watcher, because I think that's the only way that you can get away from, you know, killing a Ruin Runner. Just Watcher into something else.
Yeah.
That's literally all they have.
Yeah, she did have the third highest conversion rate. She was
Right.
at 22% with Master Yi. Like I do want to call that out. Like I don't
Yeah.
think it's a bad deck.
Right.
But I think that a deck that is good but struggles into the absolute top decks of the metagame, it is necessarily gated at a certain point. What do you think, Star?
Yeah, 100%. I think it comes down to the other qualifiers where she was a competitive deck but not good enough to actually be top 8 or win the whole thing. I think for me still like a low A type of deck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll move her depending on where else, like, you know, who
Yeah,
else
it
is
would,
around it.
Yeah, I'm probably leaning towards maybe C rank, just because. Yeah, no. So the conversion rate actually of day 2 was 22%. That's not bad considering, you know, that's still like 22%. The thing is with Kaisa is that it's good against like all the non-meta decks,
Yeah.
right? So then you're playing up against like
Against bad decks.
yeah, all the exactly. You're crushing against all the bad decks. You just have more resource, you have more draws. But then against the good decks like Irelia, Yi, right? Deflect is your biggest counter, and then you have Rune Runner, and then now Red has like Ferris Forerunner. So then you're kind of like locked out that way. The only way you can really get around Rune Runner and Deflect is you're gonna play units. But then that kind of defeats the purpose of Kaisa's legend ability. So I mean, you're kind of doing essentially what, like, if you're playing the minion version, the unit version, then you're playing like a bad Draven kind of. And in the stats, it's the best Kaisa list was 22nd place, which isn't bad,
Yeah.
but after that you just don't see Kaisas. You see one in 38th place, and it's kind of to be expected now with all, you know, green and deflects and stuff being good.
Sorry, I think I heard Zedril say Kaisa is F tier.
Oh, she's about to be, bro. There's no point. I mean,
Okay. Is she the same as Garen? Is that what we're talking about?
no, I mean, but okay, look, fundamentally, like the bans hurt her in
way better,
levels that like they hurt her in ways that are like not replaceable. Like the control variant died when Reaver's Row and Obelisk got removed because one, you don't get the mana enough. You don't have enough mana to accelerate your game plan to play the big spells that you want in an efficient time. And two, the weenie game plan of protecting your units and then moving them back and killing other units through your spells doesn't work if you don't have Reaver's Row. So now she's forced to play like this weird mid-range game plan, which fundamentally other decks just play better. Okay,
Yeah.
so and the colors that are popular now are green. Like I think she had the bad win rate into Azir. It's a much more difficult game plan because the board is so wide and the unit quality is not that great. It's a losing matchup into Draven, maybe slightly losing. I really it's like probably 60-40. And the only decks you actually do win, like what Kevin mentioned, are the weenie decks. Like, okay, you beat what? A Victor? Cool. Okay, awesome. You won't see him in the top tables very often. She was probably the second to best deck in the meta last set. The changes didn't do anything but make her be like a fourth place best. And the reality of it, I think the reason they convert so well is because people have the most experience with it, and it's such a wide field. I'm sad, but I mean she's dead. She's dead to me. She's dead to me.
God.
Personally.
Pick her up one last
God.
time, man.
Yeah. So I can lose. I can lose more. Like I just don't see any way to play it. Like you have to. Like the only way I see her working is playing Anomaly, playing some like crazy tack to like. And for me, how does she finish the game?
Real quick,
Yeah.
just as a disclaimer, at this point, because the RQ ended like not that long ago, we do not have all of the best of deck lists for the decks other than the ones that ended up in like the top cut. So we are missing maybe some information in regards to being able to look
Yeah.
at and dissect the best decks and seeing what they're running. Like I would be really I would be really interested in, given how much of a shift Kaisa has had between, aggro to mid range to control back to mid range, to see what the most successful deck was. And something that I'm really hoping is I hope we see official like Riot support for like matchup and statistics, especially with like how important best of deck lists are. Like I would like that to be published. And like I know with Jax back at Vegas, one of the things was like, did he just get lucky the whole time, right? Not to say like the
Not a
player
good
wasn't
player.
good,
Yeah,
but as
yeah.
far as like matchups go, like I really want to know, because having played Kaisa and Zedril, I'm sure you feel the same way. There's some matchups where you're like, what do you do here? And if
Yeah.
you manage to dodge those, especially early, you're going to end up in a much better situation. So that is information that I hope is more accessible in the future. Especially with best of support pricing.
I do want to say that you can find the best of deck list by just going to like the event page and then like going at looking at the name. So then at the bottom you just type in the name with the roster and you can find their deck list. So you're gonna have to manually go down and look, but yeah,
Exactly. So
you can
I
you
would
can
say
definitely
I hope it's easier in the future.
Yeah,
Yeah, like at the
that makes
top
sense.
level, yeah, like the top 32, we might be able to find now. I'm just saying for like everybody,
yeah
it's not like super official yet. So
yeah.
I think we've landed on well, we've got what, low A, high B, and then two C's. I don't think you gave an actual grade, Zedril.
I mean, she's always gonna be competitive, but
Sounds
yeah.
like a B to me.
Sounds like
I
a
think
high
she's
B,
I
yeah.
think she's
C. Yeah,
yeah.
I mean, it's not like low C. I mean, it's like high C, low B. I mean,
I will say, and I think that this is going to be a meta call, but something that I'm really concerned about is I don't think we saw a lot of it. I would have to double check the deck lists. But the thing is, if you can't kill Ruin Runner with a targeted spell, you play Unchecked Power. But then the orange player just puts in Unyielding Spirit,
Yeah.
and now there's literally nothing you can do.
Yeah.
So, like, I think Unchecked Power is good, but I think that if people are going to play orange and they're going to go into Atlanta maybe expecting a metagame, you throw two Unyielding Spirits into your sideboard and like, well, now you just can't do anything. So I don't think it's going to get easier for Kaisa, but for now, I think, given the high conversion rate and just the fact that Kaisa is good in many ways, I'm happy with her being in B.
Yeah.
Also, Putt, Retreat. They're garbage. They do nothing in this format. They actually, they're dumb. You would rather have a useful spell or a useful unit over a fucking retreat. Sorry.
Moving on, up next is Volibear. I think that there is a floor when it comes to Aurora decks. I think that was visible enough with the MF Aurora ending up in Bologna at the
Yep.
top two. I think if you play Aurora, you might win, right? And I almost think it would be valid to have an Aurora tier, but
Yeah,
I don't think Aurora
unironically,
decks. Yeah, I don't. And I mean, y'all know how Zedril feels about them based on last podcast.
They're
But like,
awesome.
I think that Aurora decks, they cannot be below a certain point. I'm not positive where that point is, if it's below a C or below a B, but Volibear is not good. I think he will be good next set, but I mean, just Volibear is not good. He's too slow. And I think that it's just an Aurora deck at the end of the day. So I would put Volibear in C tier right now.
I mean, I don't know too much about the Bolivar deck other than, again, it's an Aurora deck, like you said. I haven't really seen it perform that well. I know there was two
There's a reason for
Bolivars
that.
in Vegas that converted to day 2, and that was about it. Nothing else. Like, no one else talked about him. But yeah, I think it's just like for me, it's like a C, D tier, like a low C tier.
Yeah, but I would never put Aurora below C.
Yeah, I mean, it's
I
like
think
a C.
it can Aurora,
It can
but it's
Aurora.
not good.
Yeah, it's like a low
It can
C
Aurora.
tier.
I,
Like,
I almost want an Aurora tier, but like it's not good.
Ironically, yeah.
I think you play it for fun, play it for the gamba aspect of it. You know, like if you hit, you get that dopamine hit. If you don't hit, you go like 0-6 and cry. So yeah, I think it's just a C tier. You know, I think it's just like a low C tier. And if we're talking about Aurora decks themselves, it's probably on the lower end.
Yeah. So I think that there are tiers to playing Aurora, but I think that this version, Volibear version, is just too slow in this meta.
D
I
tier.
think
So
it's D.
So the only thing I'll say about that, obviously my whole Aurora rant aside, is didn't we see a Volibear in top 16 at CCS?
We did.
Um,
We did
We
see
did.
one.
I'm
we
positive we did.
did.
I mean, that was like a
We
rhetorical
did.
question. I'm positive we did. I know he
Yeah.
was playing this weird like Doran's Blade Yone combo, but like it doesn't seem good.
I mean,
Ziegel?
and fundamentally, I mean, the unit quality, it varies a lot more. I mean, the whole point of Aurora, I mean, they run Forerunners, they run Minotaur, they run the Yones. The quality's different. It's again, we mentioned it. How do you draw it? You get lucky. You don't get lucky. It's over. Then you have to put like a standard big minion hole. I mean, it's Aurora. Whatever.
It sounds like D tier to me. I think
Let's
D
see. I mean, you
tier.
can win. I mean, you can definitely. I mean, a lot of decks can't handle
It's
big
two
units.
C's,
Probably.
2 D. I mean, I'm down for like a low C.
all right, low C, low C. I would appreciate it if all Aurora decks stayed out of the D tier.
Yeah, because they can always
Hot
win.
take
You know.
incoming in that regard.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I think the ultimate point, and we'll get to this later when we talk about the deck, is if you are going to play an Aurora deck, there is a best Aurora deck, and you should play that best Aurora deck,
Yep.
and that'll come down the line. So, next up though, Jinx, D tier. I gave her an obituary last episode. There's no reason to play this card. There's no reason to play this deck. Discard synergies. I don't know when they're going to print more. They RIP in peace, scrap heap. I just breaks my heart. I really want to see the best of Jinx list. I think that it's possible that like, you know, you can do something exciting in it because like without scrap heap, maybe you do trigger your legend ability more. But if you're triggering your legend ability, you certainly don't have combat tricks and you certainly don't have responses. So what are you drawing, even if you're drawing one extra card a turn, to make it worth playing this deck? I don't know. So D tier. I love Jinx. I'm so sad, but D tier.
You know, honestly, when it comes to Jinx, I have not seen any deck lists that seem promising or anything. So again, I'm wondering how they even
made day two.
manage. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see. As you mentioned, Scrappy kind of killer, but I think they probably still run the same Ezreal. You know, I think that you have to still try to make it work. I think that's the only way you probably can make it work at all. But yeah, I think this is like a high D tier, low C tier. I think if you're playing, I think you play this for fun. You play this for best stuff. I think that's it.
Like metal chasing. I think that's a term.
Okay. Yeah.
There's no point. I mean, yeah. Anyway, I'll let Kevin speak, but I think we should have another tier. We should have another tier for sure.
Another tier.
So
Metal card chasing. I kind of like that.
It's Gooner skin. It's a Gooner skin. That's how people.
Oh God. Okay.
Oh my. It's true.
Jinx, I think, has a fundamental error with like the design. In order for Jinx to be useful, you have to discard your hand, right? And then when that happens, you're basically on top deck mode twice every round. Like every round, you get 2 cards, and then you play them, and then you don't have answers for your opponent's stuff on the next turn. Or if you have answers in your hand, that means you're not playing anything because you only have 2 cards, right? So I think Jinx fundamentally is kind of like it's kind of designed oddly, and it's not good right now just because there's the dimension of the game. There's only three, well, 2 sets right now, but like a third coming out, and even with the third, there's not really like a fix to the problem of Jinx. I think that later on, when you can interact with maybe the trash, when you have things in the trash, you can maybe react with something in the trash, like other card games. then I think it starts becoming useful. But right now, it's hand advantage. That's pretty much like all there is to Jinx. So like you dump your hand, then you get 2 cards every turn, and that's it. And I think that fundamentally right now is just not good enough. And yeah, there's five people that went Jinx, 5 people that made it to day 2 on Jinx, which is a 15% conversion rate. Not horrible, not amazing, but yeah, just I don't think it's good enough unless you're chasing the metal card. And with that being said, I would say probably a D tier.
To that point, I think that something that's an interesting thought or an interesting call out is the worse a deck is, the more dedicated the players are going to be.
Mhm.
So I almost feel like the conversion rate is like a little misleading.
Yeah, but
And
also
I,
it's like how much beating do you take till
yeah.
give up on a deck? You know what I mean?
And to kind of to the point earlier, and sorry, Zedro, but just real quick, one thing is like it's like the Aurora point. It's like there's an Aurora deck that's really good. So why would you play another Aurora deck? Of course, unless you're chasing. And I just went into the Jinx Discord, and somebody posted one of the top Jinx lists, and it's just mid-range Draven.
Yep, pretty much. Yeah.
It's just mid-range Draven, except I guess maybe you could make the argument. Well, first off, I think that Spinning Axes is way better than Super Mega Death Rocket. I don't know. You'd rather draw the card in the middle of the turn and then be able to react and use that card that turn through the Draven Legend ability than have the Jinx Legend trigger and you're behind in tempo. So, I mean, Jinx is just, at least the best Jinx right now is just bad mid-range Draven. So why would you not just play Draven? Sorry, Zedril, go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, also the question is, can it beat Kaisa? There's a filter, right? The filter is Kaisa, and
Ice is the gatekeeper.
She is, she
Yeah.
You're
is.
so right, though. You're so
That's
right,
fair.
though.
Yeah, yeah,
He is.
and can if they can't, well, they're in D. But I will say, those cards do sell for a lot of money. So if you play a D character, but it sells for 20 grand, those dedicated,
Respect.
100%. They're grinding,
Respect.
bro. They're grinding.
All right, yeah, D tier for Jinx, unfortunately. Moving on, next we have Darius. I've watched Darius. One of the first matches was incredibly depressing. It was like the first round stream. I don't know if you guys saw this, but it was Yasuo versus Darius. The Yasuo player missed his own arena's greatest trigger, and then when he went to do it, the Darius player was like, "Yeah, no, you can't do that," and the guy he just looked dead for the rest of the match. I felt really bad. And then like the Darius player was like untapping his units for him to like help him out because he was so shaken. That was really rough to watch.
Interesting.
Darius is cool. Darius is cool. I have gone to so many events. I've literally never played against Darius. I've never seen this deck before. I know Hook Darius is a thing. I've heard a lot about what's the card where you like recycle everything except Divine Judgment. There's like Divine Judgment Hook Darius because you get out like a really big unit and you're just like, I don't know. But like it seems cool. Like when we're looking at this, it had 7 people making it to day 2, 24% conversion rate.
Yeah.
Darius is one of the interesting decks where I think that it's not a metal chaser deck per se, because I think that the people who play this deck are like zealots in regards to Darius and like only play Darius, but it still hasn't posted a top anywhere, much less like won anything. So I'm gonna say Darius is C tier. I think if you have an incredible pilot, it can maybe beat some Bs, but I would say C tier, maybe a high C.
When it comes to me, I mean, I played against a few Darius. All of them were Hook. So I haven't really seen the Divine Judgment version. So, but that seems really like gimmicky, almost kind of like you're trying to hit an Aurora, kind of win the game that way. When it comes to Hook Darius, I think right now it's probably worse to some extent because there's so much gear hate, so many things that can just kill it immediately after it drops by, so it makes no difference if you're trying to utilize it that way. Beating every Darius I went against, not because I'm the best player out here, but just I think it's just a bad deck.
With the skirmish win behind
I
his
gotcha,
head.
yeah. the champion, Yeah, I think overall it's just like, I don't know. It's a lot of gimmicks when it comes to this deck. Like you said, I think the players that play it are just diehard fans for Darius, but I don't think it's a good deck, and it hasn't really done much to place anywhere or beat any of the top decks when it comes to it. So I think this is like a low C or maybe a D like high D for me.
Yeah, so I went through the lists and I was actually able to find I think the best of Darius. And I'm looking at the deck list and it's they're using basically the best cards of both colors. So your Call of the Week, you have Bring
Tornado
Here,
swap, baby.
you have you have Hidden Blades. So you have access to strong cards playing Darius. And I'm looking at the conversion rate, it's 24%. That's actually really, really high. That is right under Draven and Irelia. That's 20 yeah, 24% is really good. He is actually not playing that hook list. And so yeah, he's just playing like good cards, I think. Where he's
Good
just
cards that are cheaper because of the legend ability.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
like,
yeah. So he's just playing good cards. I'm surprised. I didn't see any gameplay off of Darius, so I don't really know how they're really playing it. But it just kind of looks like you're removing things while widening your board. It's kind of like a Victor almost, where you play a bunch of units, right, and then you play a bunch of kill spells, and then you got Falling Stars to kill things in the back. You got Call the Weeks to kill like Irelia's. I think. I don't know. This is kind of a hidden gem almost.
Thank
Like
you.
you
Thank
have,
so
yeah, like
it also
you
like
have Ramp too. You have
you.
Soaring
Yeah,
Scout.
yeah.
Like you have Rangar to go in. He's playing Vengeance. Assembly Rig. Bryn here. I think is just insane. So I genuinely think this is actually legit. Like three Kaisas. Um, yeah, this is pretty legit. I think that he made a top 100 130 I believe, and that's pretty good. Yeah, 125, that's pretty good. I'm actually surprised at how it did. I'm gonna give this a B tier. It has access to good cards, you play the good cards, and the kill spells that I really, since the most represented deck. Okay, I just want to preface that when I'm picking these ranks, I'm gonna be picking them based off of how they do against the best decks. And if the best decks are right now, things like Master Yi with like you can't target or deflect, or Irelia that has deflect, and you're playing stuff like Call of the Week, then you're already doing pretty good. So I'm gonna give this. I'm gonna give
F I.
this. Yeah.
Gotta have
Yeah.
it though. You gotta have it.
Yeah.
You have to
I
have it.
mean, you're gonna need to have it,
Yeah,
but
like,
yeah.
and that's
Um.
just it, right? Like the things that are best against orange
So
or like McGee and Aurelia, they
yeah.
run the green. But yeah, I agree. Like
Most
holy
decks
shit.
actually, most or green decks are running like one or two defies. They're not playing more than one or two. They rather play not so fast because they actually like it counters more things.
I think
Um,
that changes after Lil.
yeah, it might change. It might change, but but you're playing three Call of the Weeks, and it's just I don't know. I think it's the access to that card is just really good. I'm gonna give Darius I'm gonna give it a B plus.
Correct choice. Correct choice. I am a Darius believer. I've been playing Rek'Sai, so the color combinations are very good. Just the tempo advantage you get by one extra mana every single turn. Like Annie was so powerful the first set because of that feature, having infinite mana to play spells, which is, which was insane. But now you get infinite mana to develop your units, kill more stuff on your board, be more interactive. I think it's very powerful. I don't know. I think Darius is like easily B. I'm pretty confident Darius has a slightly positive matchup into Draven because of the color combination. I'm pretty confident, and it's okay into Irelia, and Kaisa struggles a little bit depending how fast they go, especially because they play Forerunners and then you cry. So then and you can play Forerunners one turn faster, depending on how you go. I like Darius a lot. I put him at B personally, especially with the
Yeah,
conversion rate was insane. So
so that's the only point that I want to make though, right? Like, and this goes back to like the idea of like metal chasers. Darius had an insane conversion rate. I am positive that the only people that play Darius only play Darius and have like Noxus tattoos, and he's not doing anything. I'm
okay, I have a
serious.
question. I have a question. Do you
What's up?
think Darius is better than Rek'Sai? Yeah, okay, out of
No,
curiosity.
no.
Disagree,
And
but okay.
we'll get to
Yeah,
we'll
yeah,
get
we
to
go on.
that
Yeah.
when we talk about Rek'Sai later. My only point is, and like, I think that this might just be like a different way to look at things. Is like, I'm like, you have fringe decks in this game where people are wholly dedicated to, and like I promise you that Darius guy only plays Darius, right? You look at professional players in or sponsored, they're gonna play what's best. That's why everybody was playing Miracle, right? These Darius people only play Darius, right? These rogue decks only play rogue decks.
Yeah.
And if the best that you can get is like top like 120, I don't think that puts it at like a B or an A level, because I think that means the deck is not competitive, because the amount that you have to sink into it. Again, I don't know how much this person played, but if you're putting that much effort into Darius and we've never seen Darius do anything, like, I think that naturally caps him. That might just be a different way of thinking it, but like, I mean, he is good. He's ramp. I think tempo is the most important thing. We're going to talk about that a lot when we get to Azir, at least I will. So I think that Darius is good. I think that Darius needs more cards. And I think that when something that I was talking about, like in our group chat earlier, is I think that Legion, when we get into the set with one drops, is going to become cracked. I think one, like if you go second, one drop, or if you go first, one drop, Darius, Noxious Hopefuls, game's over. Like that's gonna be crazy. That's gonna be so good. I think Darius is gonna be good set 3, but I would not bring Darius to Atlanta unless I was going for the middle card.
Hey, listen, if you disagree, I think that you can let us
know in the
know.
comments.
Yeah, in the comments. I think that there are going to be player one-trick ponies for every champion, right? And so, I don't know, like if you're playing Darius, let us know. Let us know.
I mean, but Darius is actually a Forerunner and Falling Star. That should tell you enough about what the deck can do. That's my point. But yeah, anyways, we can move on.
I mean, are we gonna spend all this time in every deck? By the way, we have like, I don't know, 20
Yeah,
more,
okay.
20 more to go. I'm just saying.
I think that there are decks where we won't have to.
Okay.
No,
alright.
like Garen. Okay, we can just Garen.
I mean,
okay,
sure,
okay.
sure.
So yeah, moving on. Next up's Ari. I don't have a lot to say
Oh.
about Ari. I don't think that Ari is very good. This is D tier in my opinion. If we look at the conversion rate, 2 people, 5%, and 5% with 2 people is crazy, because Volibear, because Sivir had 2 convert with a 13%. So a lot of people are bringing Ari because she is Gunner bait.
Yep.
That metal card is worth like so much, and the metal cards are worth so much. So don't bring Ari. Ari is bad. It's a bad idea.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I'm on the
That's
same
all I have
boat.
to say. D tier for me.
It's the same for me. This is D tier. I don't think I've seen any Ari do anything crazy, any weird deck building or anything that can get above any of the good decks or any of the rogue decks for that. I think every time you play against her, it's like an easy win, unless you draw terribly. But yeah, I think it's just like a D. Metal chasing again. You're going for those 40 grand. So if you get them, you get them.
Yeah, it's actually interesting. Ari got 80th place. 80th place. That's actually very impressive. He had a score 82nd place of 10-3. His deck list is pretty, it's pretty unique in the sense that it's playing like, Raven Bloom and some Blitzcrank. It's kind of rogue. It's probably like what Cole was saying, how yeah, it's that one guy who's played Ari for like his whole life, who's like he definitely probably perfected the deck. I think this is going to be as good as it gets. And I genuinely don't think that it's bad, because like that, like the battling is coming back. Like he's coming back, like that feeling of like you're doing before. When you had Draven, you couldn't do combat. Combat means like bad, just no good. Now that Draven is nerfed, right now you're seeing a little more combat. I'm still not convinced that Ari's gonna be good enough to be like, oh yeah, she's gonna be in there for combat, because it only activates when she's like, well, attacking and defending, but usually defending. Yeah, and it just seems like a kind of like a worse Yi almost. So it's not horrible, it's not amazing, but definitely if you're chasing like the metal card, she's definitely worth, I guess, chasing for, because she's the most expensive one. But
Which is
I think
also
if you're
not, because the most people are going for it. Like,
true, right. So if you're confident, then yeah. But for the most part, I would say probably steer clear of Ari if you're trying to, like trying to win like the tournament. But yeah, I would give it a C.
C, I guess. D, I don't know. I mean, the guy barely runs any units. I put a Forerunner. He cries. Like, I mean, that's okay. That's it. You kill his units.
all of Zedrill's problems, bro.
Dude,
Yeah.
okay, you beat Forerunner.
They
That's
stank
kind of
for
the
Forerunner.
that's at the check,
Wait.
bro. Like,
Zedrill gets pulled over. The cop wants his ID. Forerunner.
Forerunner, true.
Wait, what is disarming rake?
This
It's
armor
a
rate is when you
green.
play Zedrill gear.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
The alternative
It's just a
to
gear
the
kill. Okay.
Yeah.
Adaptatron, because with Adaptatron you have to conquer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she
Okay,
wants to
so-
hold, so
Yeah,
probably reason she
exactly.
runs it. Okay,
So
we're
yeah,
good.
she plays
I
3
mean,
side
put her in,
buckets.
look, she got 80th place. I'm okay putting her in C. I don't think she's very good.
Yeah.
I mean, that player can
Like
be great. The player can be great.
I mean,
Yeah, exactly.
I think with part of this, like looking at the record, like it doesn't tell the full story. Like we don't know what the
That's what I'm saying
10,
about
11
the stats.
rounds.
Who did she play?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So like cool, you can pull up and tell me that someone went 10-3 with Garen or something, right? But who did they play all the way up there, right? So
Yeah.
Who went first? And who went first?
Yeah, exactly. Who
Yeah,
won
we
that?
might
Yeah,
have,
exactly. Who won
we
that?
might have
Yeah.
rolled first every
There-
game. Yeah.
there's a lot of things we don't know about just coming up the stats, but it is impressive. But it is impressive. I won't take anything.
That's
away
a
from it.
D. I think a DC personally.
All right, I'll put it like low C.
I got
tier.
low C. I got
Okay,
low C.
I'll throw it low C tier.
Yeah.
Okay.
Moving on, Lee Sin, D tier. I don't know why you would play this deck. This deck is bad. Play Master Yi.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I don't know why you play.
It's yeah.
Play Set. I don't know why you play Lee Sin.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
I don't have much to say about that.
Same here, yeah. I mean, it's just same color combination as Yi, but Yi is better. Got 10 times better. Yeah, no point in playing Lee Sin. Every set buffs better, Yi holds better. I don't get the point of it. So it's like a D tier.
Yeah, I think that the only difference between Yi and Lee Sin is maybe the signature spell, which isn't really doing much. You got a really big brain, and they have to position really badly for you to really get the Lee Sin signature spell to work. I just don't think
Deflect.
deflect. I think you're better off playing something, saving your brain energy for actual plays than like a single card. So yeah, I think sadly probably D or F. Yeah.
Metal chasing, bro. Metal chasing. Like it has to be that. Make that a rank. I mean, it's good. I mean, there's some cool stuff, but whatever. You're Yi. You're bad Yi. We'll move on.
Yeah, not much to say.
Yeah.
Speaking of being a really bad version of a different deck, next up we have Yasuo. I think that the only cool... so I think that Yasuo is cool in regards to if you play purple Yasuo and then you go Spellsonger and you dance on him. But is it worth doing that versus playing any other deck, especially Aurelia, who's already going to move more than 3 times? Is anybody playing the purple Yasuo in Aurelia? I almost feel like that would be good. Like cooking that up somehow. I don't know. I'm sure there's something there. Point is, don't bring Yasuo. He's bad. That's all I have to say about it. D tier.
Yeah, so I'll be the Stardust of this round. Interestingly enough, there was a 11-2 Yasuo player. So I'm not sure. He ran basically what you said, just the Wars Aurelia version of the deck.
Did he run the Spellsonger thing?
He did not. He did not run that. It's literally Yasuo with Aurelias in it. That's really it. That's the main.
You don't burn mana. You don't burn runes.
Yeah, that's the main difference. No purple Yasuo, no nothing else. All right, that's it. Oh, actually, he ran purple Yasuo and had the other one side deck. So I'm sure if we got some gameplay of that, it'll be interesting to watch what happened. So
I think if you hard cook Yasuo, you can probably make something that's good.
yeah. So
I think that there's maybe potential there, but I think that it is a lot of work. He had a 5% conversion rate, which also means a lot of people are going for the best of Yasuo.
Yeah, he's popular. So I think he's like a low C tier deck overall, though. I think he definitely has some power, some interesting plays to do with moving around and getting a point. So I'll put him like low C tier. I think that's where I'll put him.
11-2, very impressive Yasuo. I actually had the fortunate event of playing one, just online, and actually I was able. It plays a lot like Lucian, because the win condition isn't really to like the traditional win condition of conquer and hold till 8. This is more of I move 3 times, I gain a point. I move 3 times, I gain a point. It's a lot less like I'm playing for like your traditional, but here's the thing with moving, right? Your opponent needs to have an open battlefield for you to move
Somewhere.
to. So if you're up against like a Master Yi, then you're not doing that moving unless you're expending a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
And that is kind of what he has, like two Heart of Dark Ice. He has like Irelia Fervent. So he has like the opportunity to like pull off some sick wins, and 11-2, that definitely reflects that. But it's definitely interesting to see him make that work so well. He plays Zanya, so I actually don't think it's that bad. I think if the representation of Yasuo was maybe on par with Irelia, I think maybe we would see Yasuo's instead of Irelia's. I genuinely think it's pretty good. I'm gonna give it a B. I think that it has stack decks and Celicorn Hoarders both in the same deck. You got charms. Like it's not bad. Pretty good. It's got some
Stellacorn.
win conditions. I think that, yeah, I think it's pretty good. I'm gonna give it a B.
If you're a worse Irelia, you're so Irelia. So sure, I'll give it a high C. That's what I give it. But no, maybe a low B. Maybe like sure. I mean, but yeah, it's a mean deck. It
Okay.
can be.
Highest C rated? Is that what we're going with?
I think highest C. I know I'm dragging the average down. I I don't know. I think that in regards to similar with Aurelia, like if you kill the, and we saw this a couple times, if you kill the Aurelia, whole strategy falls apart. Yasuo, if your whole purpose is you play purple Yasuo and you move a whole bunch, that's fine. But the problem is, I've seen green Aurelias die, and then they put all their crap on the Stellacorn, and they're doing the same thing, but they're drawing more cards. Yasuo can't do that if your whole point is you win through purple Yasuo. So
But I'm
like,
assuming purple, but purple Yasuo is more like an end point, like an end condition, like a side, like that's what I would assume.
I mean, yeah.
But,
Oh yeah,
maybe, I mean,
okay.
like a
like,
7,
yeah,
you go to
but
7 or 8, or
yeah, but my just thing is the later in the game you play it, to the point there's less places to move it. It's harder to get.
Yeah.
the
yeah, I
trigger.
agree. Yeah,
So,
I agree.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm
Ooh.
happy putting him in C. I'm happy putting him.
Okay.
In C.
I
I'll
do.
drop him.
Wait, can I just add one more thing? I think
Go
he
for it.
may. I think he may be doing maybe a smokescreen
Cooking?
kind of thing. No, smokescreen kind of thing where your first round you're playing the moving one, so your opponent has no idea what's going on.
Oh, and then
Round
you
two,
swap out.
and then you round two play the other one, maybe a green one, so he sides in all the stuff to stop your movement or maybe counter spells. And now you're playing a battle version. You're going in, you're smacking him for you instead of like maybe you're taking out all your buffs game one because like, oh, we're never dueling, and then game two he's coming in with heat, with like Yasuo attacking it and he's battling a bunch. So this is interesting. I just want to point that out because he definitely has the both Yasuos in
Yeah.
the deck.
Next up, we got Leona.
Yeah.
D tier.
Yeah. D tier. Nothing works with that deck right now.
Yeah, no, there's nothing really to be said here. It's not good against any of them.
Coolest looking over number in the entire game.
Yeah, there's not really much to say. You're losing to Irelia because yeah, you can stun it, but then you can't kill it. You're losing to Dravens because you move in, you stun, but then they overzealous. There's nothing else really to say about that. I would say
They
D.
go wide, you cry.
Yeah.
I figured that Leona would have a little better just actually Call the Week, but I mean, yeah, she's dead. I guess, but I mean, she's
He
dead.
doesn't want to play Call the Week because you don't want to sacrifice any of your units.
Yeah.
in
Okay,
Leona.
well, that's over. Okay, you
Yeah,
lose.
that's going D tier, man. Just don't even try. Don't even try to save her.
Next up, we got Teemo. Teemo fell off a cliff. I think this was one of the ones that I was the most surprised about with how it's still zero Teemos made it to day 2. None. Which is baffling. I mean, obviously Teemo was hurt a lot by the fight or flight ban. I think fight or flight really hurt Teemo because he could, hide it for free. I'm kind of surprised that Teemo's not a little bit better because now that combat's actually a thing, you're holding, you're playing, cards at battlefields. But Teemo, just one of the 3 champs or one of the 3 legends that had 0 make it to day 2. So I don't think I can put it anywhere other than D, but I am a little surprised.
Yeah, I think a lot of the people were basing off their Teemo decks from the best of in Vegas, and after all those things got banned with the Miracle package, I think they just stopped playing them, and they just Teemo just became worse overall. I don't know. I haven't really seen much gameplay after that, so I don't know where to put him. But obviously, Zero making them in out of the representation, not even a single one. Seems like a pretty bad deck, so I think it just has to go D tier for me.
Yeah, I think the hidden cards we have right now are just not good enough. Like, it was doing good last set just because there was like the gameplay was slower, less explosive plays.
Yeah.
Now the plays are too explosive. Like, if you can only hide one card a turn minus the battle tree, it's just not good enough right now. Like, there's not enough stuff. And now, yeah, with all the bans, he just caught a big stray. Like, there's no.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's just yeah, there's not really anything Timo can do about it. Sorry, but I would have to give it a D as well.
Teemo deserves to die, kill League of Legends, and that's pretty much it. I don't know. I'm happy.
Uh,
Yeah, he's annoying. He's too
Not much
happy.
to say.
So is that a D tier? What's the rating on that?
That's D tier. D
D
tier.
D metal. I mean, sure.
All right.
Axe the purple card, so some you always have, you always be annoying. So that's it.
Next up, we have Victor. Victor's B for me. Every time we expect Victor to do really well, Victor never does really well. Breaks my heart. I think it's a good deck. I think it's B, either B or like low A. I think this deck's really good. I just don't know why it hasn't performed.
The Kaisa filter, bro. The Kaisa filter, bro.
Yeah.
I mean,
I gotta go B tier.
For me, I think this is an A tier deck. Like it's
Okay,
on the
I'm
it's
not
on
upset
the
with
yeah
that.
it's on the low end of A tier decks apparently. Again, super surprised of how none of them made it. I saw there was a couple of different iterations of it, especially from the one from Colin that we saw in the day
Hyper
show on
Control.
stream. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then it was still the same players from I think his name was like Ghoster Drive or something like that. Still playing around similar, more style towards the whiteboard and whatnot. And even here, I mean, playing it against a Victor decks that are just whiteboards, it feels really good. Especially they can just again cold weak my stuff. I'm playing I'm playing Draven, anything like that. They can do a lot of damage, but I just don't see why it's not showing up. I don't get it. I really do think it's a strong deck. And the bans, if anything, made him a lot better than he used to be. So I'm just confused. But I think it's a low 8 deck for me.
Yeah, no. So actually, I'm kind of on the same boat because you would think that the meta was going to shift to the second best deck that didn't get hit that hard, which is Irelia, right? And so when Irelia gets better, Victor gets better because it's a kind of a counter. But oddly enough, the meta shifted in a way where they kind of skip past the step where don't get me wrong, like the most represented deck is Irelia, but then people kind of already countered the counter, you know what I mean? So right now we have Azir showing up, we have Master Yi showing up, like things that go wide typically typically does good against like victors because like their calls aren't as good, their hidden plays aren't as good, and they have to expend a bunch of resources to do the Imperial plus the Bellows Breath combo, which again you need both cards and expends a lot of resource. You would think that Victor is doing very well, but the best of is right now a 41st place, and the conversion rate's about, let's see, it's about 14%, which is actually very, very low for
Yeah.
what seems to be a strong deck. um
Azir's tokens are
yeah
about twice as strong.
yeah so yeah, I'm a little disappointed at how it did. I genuinely still think that it has potential, but right now if the meta is leaning towards like that wide with a lot of resources like Rek'Sai and Azir and stuff like that, then Victor might have some problems. Right now, still kind of in the air. Atlanta might be a different story. We'll see. I doubt it because of how well Azir did, but I'm gonna give it probably. I'll give it a B.
B below Kaisa. I think that's my take. Dude, dude, it's just like it doesn't beat
I think the
Kaisa.
filter. Yeah.
It doesn't beat Kaisa. I think it doesn't beat Draven realistically because you give so many resources you can't even hold. And it has a one favorite matchup against Irelia. And I mean, you lose to two or three of the more competitive decks. Like I mean, like what do you do?
Next up we got Misfortune. I think Misfortune's the best Aurora deck. I think she uses it the best. Just straight up, I think that a lot of the clarification as well. I don't know if this is like, it shouldn't be new to anybody, but I think that the community as a whole learned how spells like Bullet Time and Get Excited work, where they
Yeah.
have to resolve first before you pay the cost, and that really helped out the deck. Obviously, the deck was hurt by Called Shot being removed, but I just think that MF is the best Aurora deck between ganking and being able to play purple. I think she's solidly B tier and is never going to be lower than that.
You know, I actually disagree on being the best Aurora deck,
Okay.
but I think she is definitely second best when it comes to playing around Aurora. Yeah, the ganking mechanic really helps out a lot, especially during the late game or when you're actually starting to get your your big units out. So I really like it. And then a lot again, purple. You have so many different tools at your disposal that you can use. And even then on orange, you have challenge, sabotage, a lot of good things that you can use to keep your aura. So I think for me this is like a solid like high C, low B tier. I think that's where I'm putting it.
Yeah, I don't know if there. I can't think of it, but I would have to agree. I think MF might be the best just because you have access to stack deck, right? Like stack deck is just it means you get to look at 3 cards. That's pretty good. That's like finding the Aurora is your win condition. It might Aurora's right now a little slow, but it's not bad. The conversion rate's not very good for MF. It's 8%. And the
Which is
best,
also one of the metal cards that everybody wants.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
and I think best of got 220th place,
It's pretty low.
8 and 5.
The
The
roulette. The
Yeah,
spins
roulette
no,
didn't
do not
hit. The
win.
roulette didn't hit.
Yeah, exactly.
that didn't hit. Yeah, yeah, I would just based off of what I see, I think Aurora decks are just kind of a little too slow right now. I think I'm gonna have to
Slow,
give it a
inconsistent.
C. Maybe a C. Yeah, I'm giving it C.
Yeah, I mean, probably C. I don't know. The mic numbers aren't big enough anymore. I think that's the reality of it. You know, when you have, I mean, what's the best the mic you can do in 8-8? Even like we can
Technically,
break that.
you can get 12 with Mountain Drake, but then you're playing a vanilla creature.
And you can break it. And you can break it. I mean, 12 is not crazy for Draping. 12 is not crazy for Aurelia. You know,
Yeah.
and the and they you also have access to not so what are they called not so fast what's
No,
it called
which one?
Defy.
the purple the defy but the
Oh,
other
hard
purple
bargain.
spell yeah hard bargain so
Hard bargain, yeah.
hey metal
Hey, look,
Matt?
she got second in Bologna, so I think she's low B tier. Next up, we have Set. When we were originally looking at the Spirit Forge stuff, I think that buff support is extremely high. Buff support is extremely high with some of the like Stand United, everything gets a buff. Draw card, Sea Monkey could be good. I don't think that the value is there anymore. I think that if you're saving units in Set, it's nice because tempo is really important, but you are going down resources, and I just don't think that the deck has too many strengths, right? Tempo is really nice, but like I don't really know what the deck is trying to do that's going to allow it to get over some of the other decks. So I would high C. It's not great.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of see your point. I think one of the best cards they have, or I guess two of the best cards, is Sabotage and Challenge. Again, just when it comes to body, especially when it comes to Set. Obviously, you can use the buff, give you plus, kill something. You can save him after you conquer. I think it's a really cool mechanic where this whole deck operates like on buffs. But I don't know. I definitely I don't know what the best stuff was, but I know there was a few that made it through. But again, I think there's just so many better things, especially when it comes to being green or yellow being the top colors right at the moment. You can just kill their stuff, put them back in runes, and it really hurts when you go down to like 3 or 2 runes, whatever the case it is. When it comes to green, you can just defy their stuff or pump, whatever the case it is. So I think overall it's like a low B tier. I can see the potential in it, and maybe with Unleash it might get better, depending on how they come up with it. I guess how to build the deck, but I think it has potential. I think it's like a low B.
Okay. I think I found the best of, and it's 175. Not bad. 8 and 4. Not bad. It has access to, the yellow stuff to get rid of. He's side decking 2 Coals, 2 Salvages. He's main decking 2 Hidden Blades. Not bad. He has Akshan as Steel. I think I don't think it's bad because you have the set that can buff itself and then make it a little stronger and then go up to 12 and then it saves itself. It's not horrible. It's not amazing. He's main decking 3 Sabotages again. Yeah, that card is really good for hand knowledge, and I think it's always gonna be good. I think it's not horrible. It's not really much to say about it. Nothing of it really has changed. You're still playing the buff version where you're just like making it strong, swinging in, saving it, and rinse and repeat. Not horrible, but I don't think it's good enough right now. Like I said, if you're not doing a good against like the top 3 decks, like you're gonna probably be not that competitive. So I'm gonna give it a C. Yeah.
C. I mean, yeah, just big C. I mean, old set used to be like a hold deck, and that maybe that's still a problem that people are playing him that way, like trying to hold into Draven. Good luck, good luck. But since it's such a
rebuke yellow set.
Yeah.
yeah, and it's it's just difficult to just maintain that type of board
Magic.
state. Yeah, that's it. I mean, it's cool. I like Seth. I like the buff mechanic. I like the keeping your units alive, but
It just doesn't have anything that puts it over the top. That's
Yeah.
it's too fair. It's too fair. It's too fair.
yeah.
Okay.
All right, next up we got Annie, A tier. No question about it, in my opinion. Free resources are free. I think that Annie is an incredible aggro deck. We saw one in the top 32. I think Longsword is a really good card, something you can play with 2 mana. The more stuff that they print for 2 mana, the better Annie gets. She's in, 2 of the best colors that synergize with each other, red and purple. So Annie's A tier. We saw that she did well. I think that she's incredible. I just think that if anything, the meta is actually bad for her, right? Orange is a little tough for her to deal with, I think, with the advent of Ruin Runner. But I think Annie is A tier, no question.
Yeah, I mean, there was definitely a lot of good Annies that were performing, and I think for some reason, I think I've talked to Zedro about this, that it has a winning matchup into Aurelia. Just, I don't get how. Challenger TCG ran the numbers, and we obviously looked through that, and it just seems for some reason that Annie beats Aurelia for the most part. Yeah. I mean, when it comes to, again, you touched on it basically, two of the best colors plus free resources. It just makes her insane the same way that it was before. And although some of the tools got rid of, obviously the best of Annie was running like a complete aggro version that had Rek'Sai and Rengar together. Interesting to watch, and it was crazy to see how good it worked. I'm actually kind of sad it lost to Azir, but yeah, I think overall it's like one of the best A tier decks out there at the moment. It's going like a solid A.
So the conversion rate for Annie is insane. 26%. That is better than Kaisa, better than Yi. Yeah, 26% is really good for Annie. I do want to say though that Prismaticism is a very, very good player. He's not your average Shiro. He can make anything work.
Yeah.
He's a wizard when it comes to making decks and making plays. And so when we're looking at his deck list, we see stuff like Rek'Sai Breacher, 3 of Rengar Pouncing.
Yeah.
Running.
Yeah, he's playing 3 flashes. So his game plan is this. He runs in with these big might units, right? Like Rengar +2, and then you got Rek'Sai +1, so 4 might for 3 cost, 5 might for 3 cost. Like, so the value is there, right? You got low cost stuff with high might, and you run in, and you have more runes up because Annie, right? And then he plays Splash. So then what happens is you go in, you conquer because nothing's stopping like a that much might. Plus longsword, plus cleaves,
Yeah.
plus cleaves and hard bargains. Like, you're not stopping that. It's better if you just let things happen, and then but his win condition is after he does that he plays Flash, and then he recalls all his units, he puts it back in his base, and then he does rinse and repeat, does the same thing, and then and then he'll have Flare's Forerunner to just stick there, make you waste stuff, and then he gets 2 tokens. So that like he is that guy. He's that guy. Prismaticism is goated, but besides that, right? Because you need to know the matchups to a T to play like Prismaticism. Actually, Annie did very well. 17th place as well, and not prismaticism. I think just having free resources is insane. Um, but it's very interesting. I'm not fully convinced because not everyone's prismaticism, but I mean the conversion rates are good, and I don't, I can't argue with numbers. Actually, this guy Lord Pet with the 17th place is actually playing almost the exact same list.
Yep.
I don't know if they're buddies or something or something, but very similar list. Got very high. So for some reason, Rek'Sai Breacher is the three of
And
in both
it,
decks.
it's a 3 for 4. It's a 3 for 4 that yeah,
Yeah,
beats any other 2 drop.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
no, it doesn't
So
burn resources.
I'm not one to argue with the numbers. If it says it's good, it's good. But I would be careful in terms of, uh, I think it's a trap. I think that the players that are playing this see a hidden gem and they're picking it up. And
They're
unless you're
gonna never
very
capitalize.
unless you're very versed and you have a lot of time to play these matchups, I don't know if this is like just right. But I think if that person is you who can practice these matchups, this has a very high skill cap. I think I'm
Wait,
gonna
so
give
what's
this
the
a A.
letter grade?
I'm gonna give it
A?
a A. Yeah.
Okay. Zedro,
I
what you
mean,
got?
I think it's A. It has to be A. I mean, the numbers are the numbers. Gotta trust it. And I'll be honest with you, man. That's actually a lot of the issues I have with a lot of those red combats. Like you assault in, and then your unit dies after the swing, and you're like, well, I'm done in resources. That's just
Yep.
that sucks. And
Lucian.
yeah. Or Rek'Sai or even Darius to some degree. But I mean those. But Annie having access to Flash to
Yeah.
combat tricks 24/7. I mean that saves your life. So
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
Solid
Sounds
A.
like we got our
that's all
unanimous
day.
A tier.
Dark
And
horse,
next
dark
up,
horse.
we have our first S tier deck, Master Yi Wuju Blade Master.
That's crazy.
Jesus Christ. Talk about free resources. Free +2. He's playing the Ruin Runner. He's playing the Trinity Force. He's playing the Defies. He's playing the Not So Fast. He can play Aurora if he wants. He can play White Flame if he wants. He's got a readied unit with ganking. He's got Find Your Center. This deck has everything. I think that the biggest thing is Trinity Force, in my opinion, and Ruin Runner. You just slap that on, and like, what are you doing against this, right? He can protect his stuff with spells. The unit quality is absolutely bonkers, right? 2 mana, Lonely Poro becomes a 2 mana 4 might unit. When
Yeah.
it dies, draws a card. Holy crap! You find that on like the custom card subreddit, right? Every single one of his cards are crazy. His spells are crazy. S tier, no doubt. I think, honestly, I forget his name, but Homeboy got pretty also Punch First. Homeboy got pretty giga screwed, I think, with some of the draws in
Oh, the final match, yeah.
finals. And that sucks. But like S tier, S tier.
S tier. S tier. Okay. Yeah, S tier. I think first off, the bans completely helped this deck. Fight or Flight gone. Amazing, beautiful. Can't play it for free. You can actually hold. It's great. All the cards you listed, and I also want to mention Hidden Tech from another Yi that was playing Irelia in the deck. So, actually amazing. Irelia is also another busted unit, so it adds so much
No
to it.
power cost.
Yeah. It adds so much to it. Your buffs get a free +1 because why not? Because I'm Irelia and you chose me. So it's even better, especially if you're holding. Like you said, Rune Runner. There's only a few things that can get rid of it when it comes to the game. So yellow, or I really watch her, I guess. But then you can just punch first. You can just buff. You can do a lot of things for it. They try to deny you, defy you, not so. It's amazing. It's just a great card. Yeah, it was great to see Master Yi make the top decks, and it's S tier for me as well.
Card on Aurelia gives +5. Like,
Oddly
that's
enough,
insane.
the best of the second place player didn't play any Irelias. Um, just interesting. I personally am a Irelia enthusiast. I think she's
He
Yeah.
was
very
running out of units, so maybe he
Yeah.
should have near
um
the end there. It was
yeah,
tough.
he's playing his Nivori Scouts, his Rune Runner. He plays Stellacorn. Um,
Nivori.
Navori, yeah. Yeah, I think the free +2 is
We got
pretty
my
good.
own here.
I'm I'm actually very impressed that Yi is doing so well. As somebody who played Yi first set, it just felt like it's too slow, but it seems like
Combat's back.
It's
yeah, it
back.
seems like
Yeah, it's
with
back.
combat being a thing again, Yi, I mean, is probably if not the best at combat, one of the best. In terms of combat, that's true to his League of Legends lore. Yeah, I'll give it. See, I don't want to give it an S, but
Wow.
it's pretty good. I'll give it an A.
Yeah,
I'll give it an A.
S tier.
S
All
tier.
right.
Okay.
All
S
right.
tier.
Is there bait tier? Can I put bait tier?
Bait
I
Oh.
don't. I
tier.
actually
Here
don't
we
think,
go.
dude.
Here
The
it
deck
goes.
is not that great. Look,
It's
okay.
amazing. You're right.
Hey, no. How does it handle Draven? How does it handle Draven though? Like,
Handily, apparently.
no, but I know he has. Like, I've seen so many. Like, how do you? I don't know. It's just so difficult for me to actually believe that this guy can handle like a forerunner with axes, or Darius with axes. Like, or rebukes. Like I know you, especially. I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy. I think it's B. Sure, I'll give it B because it
B.
beats. Yeah,
What?
because it beats Kaisa.
Oh wow.
So it's an
And
A. So
it,
it's an
but
A.
Listen,
no,
punch
I
first.
think
Punch first is I think beats Draven's.
yeah. Okay, what
Punch
about it?
first,
But
yeah,
does it have a bad
punch first,
matchup into
literally.
Aurelia though?
Oh, Yi?
I don't think it targets Irelia really. So I mean, I think it.
Yeah, so here's the thing about Aurelia. You're giving -2, but it's already at +2. So Defiant Dance is not as big of a swing into Yi
Mm-hmm.
as like everything else.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but they conquer first, and then they keep combat tricks up. They force you to interact to them, or they. I mean, isn't that how that works? You hold one
oh.
battlefield, and then you right.
No, wait, that's a great point. Irelia does really well because she's able to conquer both battlefields. Now it's kind of like a wall. Every time she conquers one, you go to the other, and she has to expend resources to jump to the other, and then you send it to the other one, expend resources, jump. She can't jump as freely as normal. So it actually seems like Irelia counter. And I think one of the best cards in existence right now is Irelia's Blade Dance, and it's just plus.
Defiant
It's
Dance.
basically a plus Defiant Dance, yeah. It's a +5, right? Essentially,
Yep.
because you choose your Aurelia +1, and then +2 from the card and -2
Yep.
from the. Essentially 5 might. You know what else does that? Punch first. Punch first does the exact
And
same
a
thing.
Ruin Runner that can't
Yeah,
move
and a
select.
Rune Runner, so he can't even -2. So I think I don't know. I think it's a secret Aurelia
S
counter.
tier.
Yeah,
S tier.
I
S tier.
changed my
Call
vote.
me
I think
crazy.
I'm giving it
S
a
tier.
Call
S.
me
Yeah,
crazy. Call me
again, S tier.
crazy.
Throwing that S
Yeah.
tier.
S tier.
Yep.
All right. Next up, we got Lux. Gunner bait. I think Lux is D tier. And like explicitly, what I mean by that is like I've played a lot of Lux over the last 2 weeks. She hard loses to Victor because there are too many units.
No.
She's gonna hard lose to Azir because there's too many
No.
units, and like she hard loses to Ruin Runner, right? Like you can't target it with half the spells in your deck. Like it's a fun deck. I love playing Lux, right? It's a bad deck. Lux is like bottom of C, top of D. It has some matchups that it does really well against, like any like slower fair deck, but like as soon as you have multiple units, as soon as you have like really aggressive tempo, she just completely falls apart, and there's no way back, even if you get the Vanguard Armory down. So this is bottom of C, high D, but not good.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I was gonna ask you about that if you play Armory, but it seems like every Lux plays this, so.
What else do you play?
I mean, I'm
like,
just.
there's only so many 5-mana spells.
I don't know.
Yeah, no,
Maybe,
I'm just
maybe
saying.
yeah,
like,
yeah. Maybe you have some secret version of the deck. I don't know, man. But then it makes
she
sure.
has the hard restriction of you need a 5-mana spell in order
Yeah,
for her
yeah,
legend
yeah.
to do anything, and there's
Yeah.
only so many of them in the game. So
Yeah.
It
Then
probably
she
gets
goes
better
first.
next set.
Yeah,
Probably.
probably.
yeah, she'll get better over time.
Yeah.
Right? If yellow or blue ever get ramp, she'll be good, but like she has to have spells that make her win, and right now she doesn't.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. No, I can see what you're saying. I really haven't seen much Lux, so but I think again she has. I haven't seen her make anything happen, so I think it's like a low end C tier, probably D tier for me most likely. So
Metal Chaser.
yeah, Metal Chaser
Metal
D
Chaser.
tier. Yeah.
Yeah. Stardust. Any comments? Or can we move?
Yeah, similar. Top Lux is 208. Plays the 3 armories.
No.
Wait, did you say
Um,
208? She drew
yeah.
8 times.
No, 2 200th,
Oh, to
208th
God,
place,
place.
okay, I was like,
placement.
bro, what? I
The
totally misheard
record.
that.
Oh yeah, just draw your way into the
Yeah,
finals.
no, yeah,
So,
why not?
yeah, no, 8 wins, 5 losses.
Yeah.
I mean, generates free resources, but I think the deck's too slow. I think the deck's
Yeah,
too
it is.
slow.
Can't
I think,
combat wanted.
yeah, I think I don't think it's awful. Conversion rate's 10%. The number is saying it's a D, but I give it a C.
Okay.
I give it a
I'm
C.
happy with it and C. I'm happy with it and C. Next up,
Cedro.
we got Garen.
Whoa. Oh, wait. We got
Whoa,
no
whoa,
C.
Sorry,
whoa,
I
whoa!
thought
What
he already
about
commented
Cedro?
on
Oh,
it. I
mine,
should have
dude.
started.
Okay, it's Lux, bro. Whatever. You want the money.
Alright.
God
Sorry,
damn it.
I
Play
thought
the
he already
money.
commented on
Money
it.
it
Now, what
is,
do you want me to
bro.
say?
Money it is,
Yeah,
man.
he said
Money it
metal
is.
chaser. He said
All
metal
right,
chaser.
my bad.
Metal,
Maybe he had more comments, man.
Oh, okay. I like it had the mill possibility of the only mill deck in the meta. I actually think that's cool. I think the card will get better in time, especially with some of the resources. But at the end of the day, currently you're chasing the metal, and that's worth it. So go
All
for it.
right. Cool.
Next up is
Garen, what?
Garen.
Can we skip
Dude,
this? Like
dude,
this?
hold on. No. I don't believe in the guaranteer. I think it's a bad deck. I don't believe in the guaranteer. I think that Garen should permanently be the last slot in C. I actually think that this deck can do things, but
Okay, well,
What?
yeah,
Okay.
I
anything
think that
can.
Garen. I
It
think
had
that
the
Garen
aura.
is
It
better
had the
than
aura.
Jinx.
Yeah,
Yeah,
anything
I
yeah.
think
can
that
do
Garen
anything
is
about
better than
aura.
Jinx. I think that Garen is better than Leona.
Yeah.
I think that Garen is better than Teemo. That's all I'll say.
Okay. I can see it. I can put a C. I can put it like lowest
not
C
good.
because of Aurora. It has Aurora
Yeah.
package. It'll be C tier. Yeah,
Lowest
you're
C.
right. You're right. C tier for me. C tier for me.
Sorry.
I mean, it doesn't. I feel like it doesn't really make sense. Garen, not like you're honestly just going for the metal card. One person made it to day 2,
Yep.
and he actually made it all the way to 217th place, which is better than the best misfortune, which is kind of insane. He's playing the
You play Vanguard Armory. You can draw cards.
yeah.
I'm
He's
telling
playing
you.
yeah. He's playing the Dazzling
Standard,
Aurora.
yeah.
Yep. Of
If they're
course.
standard,
Um,
that's standard. That's all
Yep.
standard.
That's
Yeah.
yeah. That's normal
yeah.
Garen.
So,
It's the
but
Vanguard Armory
but
that makes this
it's
deck actually kind of okay. Orange
but it's
Garen
one
is really
guy.
good.
It's one guy. He must have just been the Garen
It's the
prodigy
deck.
player. He mains Garen in League of Legends. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's the
he's
Garen guy. He's
He's a
the
dope.
Garen guy.
Yeah. He has some
His
set
Dope.
of armor at home.
his, bro, his username is Noob Vanguardo. Like
yeah. No, it's the
no
it's the
Benj
deck. I'm
Van
telling you,
Vangado. Like
Vanguard
you know what I mean?
Armory.
That's the guy. Yeah,
So you
but
know what you're
I don't think.
saying.
But honestly, I don't. I'm not a Garen. I'm not a Garen believer. I think Garen's a guaranteer.
All right.
I think the guy's just cracked. I'm gonna give him.
Mm.
I don't know. D. I'm gonna
D
give
You
it
know
tier.
a.
you're
All right.
saying
D tier.
purple has stack decks so they could find Aurora. Bro, you have the Garen legend ability to draw cards to find Aurora
Of
with Vanguard
course.
Armory.
There we go.
I'm telling
Yeah.
you.
Yeah,
Zedro,
but I mean
Metal
it's
Chaser.
seven. It's 7 costs. I don't know.
Yeah, you got lucky,
Metal
and
chaser,
hey, you
bro.
won 10K. You won 10K, better than me. I got 0, so
Sounds like
Moving on.
sounds like a
We
metal
got
chaser.
Rumble. Rumble, I actually kind of like Rumble. I
worst
think
Kaisa,
the whole
bro.
mech, yeah, it's worse Kaisa. I think the whole mech package is kind of like cool, but I don't think if they're really gonna print a bunch more mechs, so I don't
More
think Rumble's
support.
gonna
They
get
need more
any better
support.
for like
Yeah.
a while because it needs the support. Rumble C tier. It just I don't know. It's a mech deck. There's not much to say.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's just a mech deck, and like, yeah, so you're just saying worst Kaisa. I think you need too many parts
I think
to
it
make
does
it
different
work.
things than Kaisa.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, but I think you need like too many different mechs for it to like be stable in the game, and I think that's my
And
problem
then
with
you
it.
can't run all your spells.
Yeah,
and
yeah, but
it
he
just
does
gets
have
messy.
Forerunner in the deck. All right, so so that's all you need. No, this is definitely like a high C tier. I think I've definitely lost to it before, so
Yeah.
It's just consistent pressure. It's consistent pressure.
yeah, 100%.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it does. It's trying to do everything, with the legend and its champion. It gives assault, it gives shield. So yeah, like trying to do everything. It's not bad. But I think against the top decks, like it's just it needs a little more spice. I think, and I don't think it has it yet. I think it's a very like lukewarm water beverage kind of thing where you're just like, it's not bad, but it's not like ice cold tea. So I'm gonna give it a C.
Yeah.
It's blue red, so it can't be purple. So we move on. It's over. Kaisek, yeah, it's over.
All right.
All right,
All
C
right,
tier.
moving on. Next up, we got Lucian. I'm put Lucian in A tier. I think that the thing that Lucian really struggles with is it struggles with the fact that its signature spell can get defied. But I think if it can get its signature spell off, it actually has a decent amount of combat tricks. Assault is crazy. We're seeing units get up to like 18 might. It does struggle with holding sometimes by the nature of it doesn't get to assault anymore. But I think that, a well timed relentless pursuit, if it doesn't get defied, can just blow this deck out of the water. It's got the Skyfall Trinity Force combo. It can score really quickly. I know that Stardust and I were testing it at one point. I scored like 5 points in like one turn. Like if you don't have the answers in your hand, it's gonna get tricky. Like it is very as somebody who's played a lot of jacks, there is a certain critical mass that if you're not playing yellow, what do you do against the Ruin Runner that has 2 Trinity Forces and 2 Skyfall of Aeons? Like what? Like some decks they just can't deal with that. I think Lucian's A tier. I think it struggles into green, but I think it's actually got it had a really good matchup into Draven before, and I think Lucian's A tier.
Wow. Okay, that's interesting. I think for me it's like a B tier, mainly because again, all the parts you're describing, like you have to get to them. And from what I've seen, I feel like the deck kind of struggles a little bit getting to that point where you have like Skyfall Trinity plus a Rune Runner or something like that. So I don't know. I think there's too many parts moving. If they have the answers, I mean, the deck just kind of falls apart, especially if you get rid of Skyfall, if you get rid of a Trinity Force or like a part of it. And otherwise, they really don't have plenty of answers into most of the other decks. Like Master Yi, if you're holding, most of the time you're probably going to win the game off of that alone. So yeah, I think it's just like a B tier for me, like a solid B, maybe A.
Yeah. I would probably so with Yi being better, I think that Lucian really benefits from maybe uh a meta where
Lucian
it's
beats
not
Yi
when
in like a lot of instances. That plus
well,
two
here's the
doesn't mean
thing with
anything
E.
when I've got so
E,
much assault.
E, E just it's kind of the same thing with the wall and Irelia can't jumping back and forth. It's the same thing. You have one thing there, so he can't conquer both, and then you stack another thing there, so he has to expend resource to get onto it. And if he jumps off of it, you send another unit there, and you're holding again. So it just seems like a wall. Now that Yi's getting better, that wall is like anything with a wall that's stopping this like quick conquering on battlefields is going to be detrimental to Lucian. I think we kind of saw that here.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, yeah, if you have all the answers, if you go punch first and then you just got your trinities and your aeons, like you win. I think that's just how the deck is, but it is definitely harder to do that now, and so I think I'll also give it a B.
Just
I mean, I think you guys I think you guys are rating like the wall. I mean, you guys get equipment. You put a Lucian. Okay,
Dude, the
I
legend
summon a
ability.
2-drop. I put
Yeah.
Lucian. I conquer. I retreat back. I make equipment. Gives me plus 2. And then I go back. I restand. Next turn, all my mana's up. I have punch first. I have other equipment I can do. I actually think she probably has a good chance into like, the numbers I'm pretty confident say they play good into Aurelia and Master Yi. Again, this guy can ramp up in might pretty quickly,
If you have
and
one equipment, you have the equipment might bonus and assault. You're
yeah.
already over the plus 2 for Yi.
yeah, it's over. Yeah, and that's free. Like the equipment's free. I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy, but I actually
No.
think Draven probably bad into Draven because the might numbers are too heavy, and you have rebuke and falling star. You kill this unit instantly, it's over. You cry, but I mean, what how does Master Yi target him in the backline if he just survives once? Charm.
Charm, yeah, 3 charms.
Yeah, you go in
Okay,
and
then
out. Defy really does hurt though.
Yep.
yeah. I mean,
Is
yeah, 100%. But then I punch first, and then we trade.
Yeah,
You know.
but
and then we all,
yeah, but then he
play
also has
boss.
punch.
Yeah,
He also has punch.
we're just gonna
Yeah.
buff each other until who wins,
Yeah, whichever the equipment goes. Yeah, but
Well,
I think the strategy's faster. That's my problem. Like it's faster than Yi.
Ah,
I don't know. I think Yi has more buffs than Lucian has buffs.
Yeah, but
Um,
the equipment is the pseudo buff that's permanent and doesn't. And
it
it's free
is, it
resource.
is. I mean,
yeah.
I think it's too many parts. I think it's still too many
Yeah,
parts.
but I'm saying, but it's a gambit deck. Like, at the end of the
Yeah,
day, like
it's
you hit
another
it, you will
roulette. It's
win.
another roulette. But
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
why you can't really
yeah.
just put it on A with competitive decks. I guess
No,
my
No, I
opinion.
think it's better than Aurora. I think it's better than
It's better
Aurora.
than Aurora. I
It's a
think
lot
it's a
more than-
solid B. I think it's solid B.
I think it's A.
I think
I think it's A.
Lucian's an egg. I
Yeah,
think
I think
Lucian's an
it's
egg.
A.
All right, top of B if you disagree so heavily, but I
Yeah,
think it's
sure.
an A. All right.
I go top of B.
Next up, we got Draven. I'm gonna put Draven in S. I'm actually like kind of disappointed in Draven's performance, but from what I saw, I do think that the draws were really, really rough for some of the Draven matchups. I think Draven's lower than Master Yi right now, personally, but I think Draven's still an incredible deck. I mean, it's weaker for sure, but I mean, it's a good deck. I think that it's struggling a lot more now that you are winning less combats objectively, right? Like it is harder to win combats in the way that you used to. And I think that the sheer number of cards that you drew pre fight or flight ban made the deck feel like literally untouchable.
Yeah.
I've had a couple games where I've been playing Draven where like if I don't get the draw that I need or like they have like a punch first or something, if I miss like my first two combat wins and I haven't drawn cards, I'm starting to run low in my hand. And so I don't think Draven's nearly as untouchable as it used to be. But I still think it's a phenomenal deck.
Yeah, I mean the same goes for me. I mean obviously the colors are still there. The basic mechanic of still drawing for combat still there. So I mean Draven overall is still good. Obviously a lot. It's just all mid range, and I think they're trying to figure out what works best when it comes to combination of those cards. Some people run, or a lot of people run Cleave, a lot of people run Gus. Just really dependent on what they see or they test that feels better. I think overall the deck, yeah, it did get hurt with the champions, but I think whenever you get to the point that you're putting Draven out, is usually he's still a 9 might unit, still crazy amount. And then when you run in, you're probably gonna have more might and access are still there. So I think it's still a little problematic in a way, but it's a lot easier to beat. I think Yi is better in my opinion as well. And I think the other decks have a pretty good matchup into it now. So when it comes to Irelia and Annie, better in a way. So I think for me it's like probably the lowest S tier. I think that's where I'll place it.
I agree.
Yeah.
I would say probably yes, but I for people listening out there, I think again this deck list Rek'Sai Breacher, everybody's playing that card. Very interesting. Didn't that kind of something that hasn't been played at all pre-ban list. Now everyone's playing it. Very interesting. I think still S deck because legend. If you draw cards like just multiple times in a turn, it's just good. Still think, and now they're playing like a Pouty Poro variant
Yeah.
where they're stopping like count. It's just interesting. And I think that you can make any variety of Draven work just because of what Draven is. It's just a good drawing cards is always good. Anything resources is always good. So yeah, S for me.
Yes, I do this Master Yi like glaze. It's
Okay,
crazy.
man.
It's insane, bro. Like, I'm sorry. Like, you have access to rebuke. You have access to spinning axes. You have access to pump spells. You have access to forerunners, man. Like, you eventually run out of pumps, bro. You eventually run out of pumps. I have to swing in with one forerunner and an axe or a Darius. You have to spend all these resources to stop it once, and then I try to do that again and again.
Yeah, I
But
spent one punch first, bro. What are you talking about?
yeah, but I have a Darius, bro, and I have I don't know, whatever. I'm not gonna argue. It's fine.
Okay.
I think Driven's busted still. I think he's definitely. He's definitely not like the king anymore, but I probably Aurelia. But anyways, we'll talk about that more then.
Is that S tier?
S
Yeah.
tier. S tier.
Yeah.
Yeah. Next
All
up, we
right.
got Rek'Sai. I think this is a bigger Gamba deck than Aurora. I love Rek'Sai. This deck is
No.
hysterical
No.
to play. I love Rek'Sai B tier. I don't know. It's fun. I think it's got a lot of dedicated players and a dedicated player base. I don't think it's very good. But like, I mean, B tier is not bad. But like, I love Rek'Sai. I mean, if you think Darius is good, Darius gives you 1 energy. Rek'Sai basically gives you like card draw. Like, I think Void Rush is really good. I think this is a good deck. I think it's limited by the fact that seemingly, I don't know, some legends don't have like win cons innate to their legend, and so they have to go like resource aggressive. And like we've seen the Phoenix variant like completely die down. I think it's B. I think
It's
Rek'Sai's
garb.
fun.
That's garbage.
Okay.
Bro.
All
The
right.
Phoenix
Well,
is garbage, bro. Shoot
Yeah,
well,
yourself,
oh, yeah,
bro.
yeah,
Anyway.
yeah. The Phoenix. Nobody
Yeah.
plays Phoenix anymore. But like, I think Rek'Sai, its card advantage is good. It's not draw, but it's fun. And Void Rush is really good. I think that the deck has legs, but I think it's kind of similar to Darius. So I would put it above Darius. I would put this low B tier.
You guys have the best Rek'Sai deck. I'm curious now.
I don't know, but while he's doing that,
I
I,
Yeah.
I
for
have not
me,
been looking.
oh, I
Yeah.
gotcha. For me, I think Rek'Sai is a high B tier deck for sure. Like I've played against this deck so many times because there's fucking Seadro, and I swear every time fucking he reveals Under Titan, you get just free resources, locks his niche, and
That's
I'm
what
like,
I mean.
okay, what
That's
is
the
going on
spin.
here, man?
That's the
Like,
spin.
what is this? He flips Void Rush into a Cold the Weak. All right, there goes my Master Yi. Like, what am I supposed to play against that? You know. So I think it is Gamba in a way, but I think it's a way better Gamba than Dazzle and Aurora is. I think you can hit what you need more
That's
often.
what I love.
Which, again, because you're conquering, then you trigger, then that's 2 cards if you don't need them. There's so many things you can do with this deck that I feel is like a solid B, low A, in my opinion. Especially if you're going the variant where there's more units compared to spells. I think it's just better. I've definitely got enrolled by Rek'Sai a couple of times by now. So, yeah, I think it's good Gamba. A good Gamba into high B. That's where I'll put her.
So going to Rek'Sai, I actually just realized, a lot of times when you're playing Draven, and your Draven your red Draven is like, let's just say, like 8 might, and you bring it out and you can't really do anything. That's what Rek'Sai is for.
That's what Breacher is for. You play it from
Yeah.
the
Yeah,
champion zone, and it gets
Yep.
yeah.
accelerate.
I didn't even realize that. Yeah,
Yeah,
it becomes
that's the whole
a free
point.
accelerator. That's insane. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
that's really good and for no cost.
And it's
But
strong, like
yeah,
early.
yeah. It's a three cost.
It
Has
could be a
the
one drop. It could be a one drop if you go second. Yeah.
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 That's what I'm saying.
No, but I'm saying it has the assault +1, so it's a four might for 3 cost, and it has the ability to accelerate. It's actually, wow. No, that card's great. But going back to the actual deck
Rating?
built up on the side, I think, I don't know. I think that it has a lot of resources, but it's contingent on like a couple factors. So like the Under Titan, right? You can only get the 2 resource if you see them, and to see them, you need to either conquer or use like the card. So
It's
so
insane.
there are definitely ways where you can access it, and it kind of feels like a mini miracle, right? Because it's a less
Yeah.
consistent miracle. You're able to get a bunch of mana. You're able to access cards. You're able to load up the battlefield. You play the battling ram. It's not bad. It's not bad. I think it's a little less consistent than Miracle, and I don't know if that makes it better than Irelia or worse. But it definitely has its opportunity to shine. I'm gonna give it a B.
Uh, Yeah, I like B. I like B. I played Rek'Sai too much. Phoenix is garbage. It's complete garbage. But the super like to the board, low to the ground. I make such a wide board, and I use the finishers like Imperial Decree or Under Titan. Really good. Actually, I don't know why people are not playing Bushwhack into Vi combo. I think that combo, or even just Vi, putting Vi in, you expend so many resources trading because you're going to be fighting so much.
Yeah.
Your discard power becomes so high, and you having a Vi that has 10 might plus 13 might breaks almost every single board.
Yeah.
And it's a finisher. I don't know why people don't play it. It's crazy. I know it. I don't get it. The miracle version's kind of cool, but obviously the he was mentioning the gamble mechanic. Sometimes you don't hit, sometimes you don't get
Yeah.
enough combos, but I think that the deck has legs in a lot of ways. But yeah, people should be playing Bushwhack more often. Like Bushwhack Vi combo. That is a monstrous combo. That is a monstrous combo. Like most decks cannot handle that.
All right.
So,
So
anyways,
B
high
tier.
high
All
B
right.
or low A?
I
I
give
like
it
high
B. I
B.
mean,
I think high B.
I like B.
All right,
I
we'll
B.
go with
It's
high B.
cheesy. It's cheesy. It's fun though.
Yeah, she's awesome.
Um, Next up, we got Ornn, no day twos. Ornn
It
is bad
just
into green and bad into yellow. This is D tier. Not much to say. Love the deck. Love the idea. Not good.
Terrible color combination. That's just the reality of it.
Yeah, yeah. I have lost to aggro Ornn, which is very funny, but I don't think that's a strong strategy.
okay. I need to see that, but yeah, just D tier. Nothing good. This deck's pretty much died after release, so yeah, it's going down there with all the other ones.
Yeah. Even if you dedicate everything to playing it, I think that it's just too slow for what it is. In order to get value and to stop your Ornn from dying, you need to play Spellsonger, you need to play a bunch of golds, you need to play a bunch of units or a bunch of gear, and it just takes too long for it to become a real like problem. The decks right now are a little too fast for it. I'm gonna give it a D tier.
Yeah, D tier, and also I actually don't want this deck to be popular or good in any sense of the way because it just becomes a Megatron. Like I build my strategy, I
So,
hold forever, and that's disgusting, and that is unfun, interactive, and I actually want this deck to die.
so
Say bad.
It's already dead,
The
man.
only thing, the only thing I will say is like aggro Ornn. The way that it worked is it played. I forget what the unit's called because literally nobody else plays this unit. But it's like when you play a gear, ready me,
The rat,
and
the rat, the
it
rat
became like
strategy.
it became like a Lucian, right?
Yeah.
So you would like you would play the unit. You would play the battlefield where you pay one to make a gold. You'd get in, you'd make a gold, you'd retreat. You had multiple, they're both getting ready. And then there's the hoverboard card where if you own multiple gears, this card enters ready. Like basically the point is like every single one of his cards entered ready, and then he would play Ornn when Ornn was big as hell, and then he would play Shirelias, which would ready Ornn, and then he would give it ganking. I don't know. It was strong because I think the trap with Ornn is everybody plays it like Voltron. There are other ways to play it. I don't know if they're very good. It was best of one, whatever. But
Yeah.
like, there are other ways to play it. But I do think it's D tier. Next up, we got Jax. I don't want to get the video demonetized by saying what I want to do to myself. But Jax is bad. It's not a it's I it worse Yi as far as like combat tricks go. It's just a bad card. It's bad. I like low C. There's no reason to play this deck. There's none. There's none. Breaks my heart.
Low C. Okay. Yeah. I mean, when I played
Yeah, my
it,
boy.
yeah, still had the
Bad.
affiliate streak back then when I played this deck, and it already felt awful. Now it doesn't have it. Yeah, I don't see any point in playing this deck. So, yeah, just I would probably give it a D tier. I'm not gonna lie. It's like the
Oh,
highest
God.
D tier out there that I can think of. So,
I
I'm
think that
yeah.
I think that it. I don't think it's as bad. I mean, it's not really showing up in this last tournament, which kind of sucks. But it's it's not very good. But
It's
I
worse
think in
than
the right hands,
Yi.
I think in the right hands you can make something work. But
oh,
right now, I mean, you have yeah, your hands are pretty good. But do you lotion? Like I don't know, dude.
Bro,
Uh,
I moisturize every day
yeah,
between me and my
yeah.
son.
No, I think Jax has potential. I think it got gutted for no reason.
Yeah.
But I think with the right preparation and right player, I think it's still got some decent
It's
potential.
the
I
worst
think
mid-range Yi. Like
yeah.
it it,
it doesn't do anything. Like
it's yeah it's definitely
it's like
yeah Like why play Brutalizer when you can play like
When you can just play the
you know
Yi.
yeah you just play Yi.
Like,
So yeah,
it-
I agree. But I mean, but if Yi is S tier and it's like a little worse than it's worse than Yi, it's still not
it's
bad.
fundamentally worse in every
I'll give
way.
it. I'll give it.
He doesn't have to pay energy.
Just give it to
I
him,
have to
man.
have my chosen champion
Just give it
out.
to him,
That
Yeah,
man.
that is
I'm gonna
true.
crash.
That
I'm
is
gonna crash
true.
the hell out
It's
if
a
we
lot
keep
slower.
talking about this.
It's a
This
lot.
is like
It's a lot slower. It's definitely a lot slower. There's not much else to say. I think. I
CD.
still think it's got
B in the
potential.
lab. Look,
It's still got potential. I'm gonna give it a
there's a
B.
50% chance that a B.
B?
You're nuts. You're nuts.
I don't think it's. I don't think it's
I
that.
veto this. I veto this. Look,
I
I'm
think
gonna
it's
be in the
so low.
lab.
I don't think
I'm
it's
gonna be in
that.
the lab for the next couple days, just in case I do take it to Atlanta to try to figure out how the hell this deck could like do something. This deck, there's no way this is above C tier. There's no way.
I mean, you have the same. You have
Let's
access
see.
same colors. You have access same colors, and you.
Bro.
Let's see.
That, all right.
No,
That's
C tier.
That
C
is-
tier.
that is
We'll see.
C tier.
We'll see.
Middle
We'll
of the
see.
pack C tier. We'll see.
sure.
All
Sure.
right,
Go
we'll
for
throw
it.
a C tier.
All right.
See, okay.
Aurelia, I honestly, Aurelia is. I want to put Aurelia at the top of A. I don't. Think
This guy's insane. This guy thinks
I don't think this
Master
is-
Yi's
yeah,
better.
we'll get to you.
I
We'll
don't
get to
think
you,
this
bro.
is an S tier deck. I don't think this is an S tier deck. I think Aurelia is good. I think that. I'm just not. Okay, the only thing about Aurelia is I think that if you're gonna go to Atlanta, you need to bring a different Aurelia. Everybody's prepared for you. You
Yeah.
have to bring something different. That's all I'm gonna say. I think that if you bring something different, she could go crazy, right? But I think you need to bring something different. That's all I'll say.
Well, I think she's S tier. I think she's better than Draven, honestly. I think she's in those top 3 placings, and I don't think we got to see a feature match on the top 8. So I don't think we saw how they lost to every other deck. But obviously her ability is still too good. Irelia is still broken as a champion itself. And then obviously Cedra's favorite Stellacorn still there. So it's still really good. The bans did hurt her a bit, but I don't think they hurt her that much. And she was strong back then anyway, so I think she's still good. The main thing that I like to see them do is I don't understand why they always run one Irelia. I don't know why.
Yes.
I don't know why they just don't put 2 of those in there. And I don't know. We'll see. I'm sure more people are thinking about it, especially when again the Yi ran 2 of Irelias in his own deck. So I'm sure we'll see that more
That's
often.
what I mean, though. That's what I mean, though, about doing something different.
Yeah.
You got to you got to do something different.
I agree. But I think she's still S tier. So I disagree with you on that. But I'll pass it.
You're actually right, Hydra. So the 7th place Irelia player is playing 2 Irelias. He's playing 2 Irelia Fervents, but here's the thing with playing more than one Irelia. Why not just play another GA? Why not just play another Zanya? It's like
They're already
you.
running 3 GAs.
Well, they're not
Only
running
4.
3 of each. You know what I mean?
But
There's more
No,
consistent.
because if you draw a new Aurelia, like you're happy with that. Because
Yeah.
even
No.
if your first Aurelia dies and you have to move over the equipment, that's just readying the Aurelia.
So here's the thing. If you draw Irelia turn 1, you can't do anything until like turn 3. But then you can't even do anything past turn 3 because you already had Irelia in your champion board. You know what I mean? Like as opposed to drawing a Zanyas which will always be good, or drawing a GA that's always going to be good. You know what I mean?
I have a question. Then, do you think Draven is better? Like the Draven's better than the Irelia at this point? Like the Draven, the purple Draven. No, I say no. But I'm curious about your thoughts.
Like the purple Draven in Irelia.
Yeah. Why not replace that with an Irelia? Like, isn't that like objectively better?
That could be good.
We'll see.
Yeah.
I mean, the thing with Draven is that it's kind of like it clogs up your hand if you draw it and you don't have all your stuff. You want to see your buffs. You want to see not that many units. You want to see buffs
Yeah.
because you always have your Irelia there. So yeah, I mean, the Draven there is it's very interesting because you can like if you get Draven and like 2 charms, that's 2 points. That's off the bat. You can win the game just like that. I think Irelia is us. I honestly, it's not really like if it's not broke, don't fix it. I think that you could very realistically still win first place by playing the most basic, like just the run of the mill Irelia deck. Like it's good. There's nothing. I mean, if you draw nuts, you never lose, and like you just. I just think it's still very, very solid. I think it's. I don't know if it's the best deck in the format. I am saying I think it's in contention of the best deck in the format. But yeah, S tier.
I think Gorilla's the best deck in the format. Well, I just think it is. I think it's the most consistent deck in the format. I think it has probably the most even matchups. I think the Kaisa overrepresented. You destroy them. Draven is a tougher matchup, but I think it's slightly favored towards Aurelia. And maybe the yellow matchups become more difficult, but then just start running more Aurelias. And then, cool, you spend all these resources, you pray all this time to try to kill my unit. I summon another Aurelia with infinite might again, and I fight again, and then you lose. So maybe that's my logic. But I don't know. I think maybe yeah. I don't play the matchup that much. I've never played. Maybe, but I think Draven, the extra Draven is like a win more card, and maybe it does have niche breakpoints where you win combat and that matters. But at that point, people are going to. I mean, it's a charm, I guess. But I don't know. It just seems like a lot of resources to spend for a unit that you'd rather just. I don't know. Maybe that's crazy, but that's just my take.
All right, so S tier overall.
S tier, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be S. All right, next we have maybe, I don't want to say the controversial one, but something that I think is interesting. We got Azir. I think, does Azir go into S tier because it won? I'm going to say no. I think that we had a similar situation with Ezreal from Bologna. I think that obviously don't have his name off the top of my mind, but I think
Squirtle.
he was good.
Squirtle's good. He's just fucking good. He's a good fucking player too.
I think he played really well. Okay. All right. The only thing about Azir, and like the thing that I think makes Azir unbelievable, is like I do not know why on God's green earth they made Death Grip cantrip.
What?
I don't know why. Death Grip draws you a card.
Oh,
Yeah.
Gotcha.
I don't know why. I don't know why.
Going to be a problem next set. Promise you, that's going to be a problem next set too.
Yes. With LeBlanc, oh my god,
Yeah.
I think that would be insane, right?
Yeah.
Death Grip draws you a card. I don't like. I've played against Death Grip before. Brutalizer Death Grip combo is insane. The fact, I mean, I don't want to be like, oh my god, Death Grip's the most broken card ever. Either it shouldn't draw you a card, it should be an action. That's all I'm saying, right? Death Grip goes insane. I think that tempo is the most important thing in the game right now. Azir has unlimited tempo, and it can protect that tempo with green. I think that Azir is incredibly strong, but it was basically the exact same list as we saw in Vegas. I don't know what the top. Azir was in Vegas, but like I think that Homie just played immaculate. Like what he won without losing, right? Zero losses the whole event. He had some ties, but Homie played immaculately, and like I think that this was just like a transcendent performance of a really good player who really knew his deck, drew well, and just rocked it. A tier.
Yeah, same for me. I think it's solid A. As you said, he was probably the best player out there. Just the way he was playing his deck, and he probably knew in and out all the matchups, whatever the case was. When it comes to the Vegas, he went 11-2 and was the top Azir with the deck. So I think he plays like 12-11, barely falling out. So when it comes to this one, I don't think it's better than any of the top decks. His cards, the way he was drawing, I think they were just that was great. I think he was getting lucky as well as playing well. Don't get me wrong. So nothing to do there. But yeah, as you said, I think that grip is definitely a problem, and I think it's gonna get highlighted for sure after this tournament. And I want to see how many more people. Yeah.
Why is it reaction?
Yeah, I don't know. I want to see how many more people just jump on the train and start playing Azir for Atlanta. And I think you'll have a much easier way to the top that way. So, yeah, I think it's a solid A for sure, though.
Yeah. I think that there's not much really else to say about it. It just seems like one of those, like what Cole said. He was saying that Ezreal from the previous tournament. It's kind of like that one guy who made all the right plays, had the foresight to play, the right cards at the right time and make the deck that just kind of kind of nobody was expecting to see. That's one thing that like is a big advantage is like when you're practicing for all the other decks, you then forget to practice for
Yes.
the decks here and there. So like
Yeah.
maybe like Annie here, Azir there, and now even Master Yi, right? Because like that came out of nowhere. And so like when you forget to practice and like play against these decks, then that's when they really get that like the hint of power spike. Because you don't really know like a lot of times people are like, what is that hidden card? Oh, it's got to be a hidden blade. No, it's a rise. It's a +2.
Yeah.
So yeah. I think that had the buff, and I think the guy played all the right cards at the right time. Um, in terms of it does it define the meta? I'm not sure, right? Because we already have a lot of gear hate, right? And adding a couple more doesn't make things like doesn't make the deck feel like it doesn't make any other deck feel worse. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. I'm skeptical. I don't know how it's gonna do in Atlanta, but we're definitely going to see a lot more of them. So definitely, if you're going there, be prepared to see some Azirs. With that being said, I'll give it a B.
Ooh.
Okay.
Okay.
I mean, I think the deck has a good matchup into Aurelia, and that's overrepresented. Uh, it probably has a bad matchup into most red decks because of Falling Stars, which I probably
Doesn't
another
care about
situation.
Fallen Star, man.
I'm just saying, you want to kill the units. Like all this
Yeah.
combat stuff, like they can't really defend it. It's super hard. It's hard. I'm just saying. I like I saw the Rek'Sai matchup. If the Rek'Sai had Falling Stars throughout any of those matchups, where I saw the featured match, he would have won. Like because of the death grip, you need to kill the resources proactively, not when they swing when they have all the resource like death grip or all those issues. And they and flickering their units. With they kill the Sand Soldier, they slam with the Sand Soldier, the Burlezer moves up. You do that again and over and over again. You're allowing them to have the same issue with Draven when he gets a lot of tokens. They start using their spinning axes as buffs, so you slam your units, and I think that's really dangerous. So you have to kill their units proactively, not reactively when they want to do it their own. I know it's cool. I mean, the guy played well, obviously. And if you expect more Aurelias, any yellow deck is good. So probably bad matchup at the Draven, probably, but other than that, it's probably
Azir being
fine.
good makes Jax worse. I'm gonna show up to Atlanta with Aurora Jax, bro. Like, what am I doing? Like, this shit sucks. Anyway, A tier. I think solid A tier. Moving on, we got Ezreal. Ezreal's interesting. I would put Ezreal maybe at the top of B, low A. I think the thing is everybody's playing this new weird Gust tribal deck for Ezreal, where it's like all about might reduction. But that just doesn't work against some of the decks in the meta right now. Like anytime that you're running orange, that's not really going to help you. We haven't seen performance, obviously, after the bans. I think Ezreal definitely got worse. I would say like low B. I haven't seen a lot of stellar performances, and I don't think he has a really good matchup into a lot of the top decks right now, especially playing green and some of the counter magic that they can offer up.
Yeah, I think Astro definitely got hit a lot. Even the best, if you want to pull it, the one that won Bologna, I think he went like 9-4, some like worse number than before, including Vegas. He got hit through obviously the bans, and I think overall, I think it's one of those decks that also takes a lot of skill to play, anyways. It's really skill expressive when it comes to how you play it and when you choose to play certain cards. And even your legend, you need to target twice, so you probably want to play a lot of the repeats and whatnot. And then they changed the decks as well, and how it worked, where you can't get free cards, play free cards anymore, basically. So I think I get hit a lot of ways. I think if you're playing Ezreal, you are either you just want to master the deck,
You love
and
Ezreal.
you love Ezreal, and you're playing it for that reason. Otherwise, I don't think it's that really strong of a deck. So I think it's like a low B tier, probably like, yeah, low B tier. I think that's where I'll put it.
Interesting. I think that with the surge of Yeez, and now there's gonna be a surge of Azir, I think that it gets better. right? Because now you're playing that might reduction plus gust. Gust means kill tokens, right? So like they're not going back to your hand, they die. And then Yi, they don't get its passive if if it's not in combat. So I think inherently, like with the nerfs and stuff, it got worse. But now, like with the rise of Azirs and like Yees, I think that's gonna get better too, right? Because now you're not, you're getting around that stuff. I think it still sucks to like for the Irelia is iffy, right? Because on one hand you can reduce it enough to bounce it back, but on the other hand it's got deflect. So that one's iffy, and but I genuinely think that there is a lot of potential there. So but one last comment on that. I think that there's so many actions, and it's so what Hydra said, that it's just so like skill expressive. It's kind of like that part where like you burn all the energy in your brain after the first couple of rounds, and you're running on fumes because in order to play the deck well, you're gonna have to do that.
Yeah.
So I think there's a physical limitation when playing Ezreal as well. So with that being said, give it a B. I'll give it a B.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's A. I think it's B. I mean, I think if you're really good at if you're really good at Ezra, you're going to be really good. You're going to perform really well. I think this deck is really, really annoying, actually, to deal with. Like if you're low to the ground, Gust is just I hate Gust. Assault doesn't apply. Like you assault, try to get a card, and they reduce your might, and then you spend all this mana, and they spend 1 mana to reduce the might to 3,
Yeah.
and they draw a card, and then they gust it, they draw another card, and it's over. So I actually think this deck is really dangerous, but I think Aurelia keeps it in check because I think it's a losing matchup. So yeah, I mean, yeah, that helps. That helps. Too much brain thinking.
Too much.
Yeah, probably. I mean, I think. I honestly think it's like a solid A personally, but it's hard to pilot.
Put it mid high B.
Sure.
Last three, we got Renata, 0
Okay.
conversions,
Yeah.
bad, B, B.
Bad.
Yeah,
B.
Bad.
yeah.
Well, bad.
Moving on.
Metal card.
Perfect.
D, yeah, metal
B,
card.
yeah.
If you're into Chem Barons, Sivir. I don't know why you would play Sivir over Misfortune. I think this is another D tier deck.
Yeah.
I just think she's post Miracle. I think she's just worse. Anybody want to defend?
No, I do not.
She's hot, so metal card.
Okay, all right.
Oh, metal. I'm just saying that's true. People want her. She's popular.
Moving
She's
on,
popular.
moving
She's
on.
Okay.
And then last we got Fiora. I actually think Fiora's B tier. I think she's good. I don't think she's great, but I think that her resourcing is actually pretty dynamic. She has the ability to accelerate with yellow Fiora for basically no cost because you're channeling a rune. You can basically accelerate 1 unit almost for free every single turn.
Yeah.
That can end up being really good. She's got Sabotage to protect herself. Riposte, not bad.
Ooh.
You don't really want to run 3, but if you could riposte at the right time, that can absolutely swing a matchup. And also, like, I don't know, I think she's rogue, and I think that people aren't expecting some of the things that deck can do. So B, I really don't think she's bad. I really don't think she's bad.
Yeah, Fiora is definitely one of those decks where not a lot of people are playing, and not a lot of people know how she functions or like what cards you're using. I think that's part of what the player on stream said as well. That when they was playing Fiora, that was doing really well. Yeah, it's just people don't know how to play against her. She does have a lot of good spells. Again, you get access to orange and yellow. So, and then her signature spell is really good. Comes in handy for a lot of reasons, really, especially in this kind of like counter spell heavy, I guess meta that we're in. I think her only bad part is the card draw. She doesn't have a lot, and they usually try to do the one that's like if you.
They've got the if it dies when it's mighty draw.
Yeah,
too.
yeah, that's exactly what they always run. But
And dead ass, I can see them running death grips now.
fair, you know what? Fair. That's interesting.
card,
Interesting
yeah.
tech. Yeah, I definitely think it's like a like high B. I think there's a lot of potential with this deck because not a lot of people are playing it, and I think the colors just make her good. And overall, I think she's like a better Seth in a way. Like there's a better way to play her than Seth. So yeah, I think it's like a
Yeah.
high B.
Yeah. Um, Conversion rate's only 11%, very low. 8 people made it to day 2, and guess what? 3 of those made it to top 32. That means
Wow.
that, yeah, that means unless you know that deck inside and out, it's gonna be difficult to pick up. And
Hook?
again,
Were they hook or
I-
were they standard? Out of curiosity,
I'll check right now.
I'm
There's,
curious.
Pretty sure one of them was standard.
yeah, I think Hook is too. Yeah, this one's standard.
Yeah.
Um, Yeah, my guess is they're all gonna be standard. I think Hook is like unreliable. The guy who got 11th place, it
Yeah.
is also standard.
Yeah.
So yeah, they're not really playing hooks. So here's the thing. Um, there's always that factor when a legend isn't played much that you don't know what to play around
Yeah.
and don't know what to play against. So yeah, especially when a huge meta shakeup just happened just now, you're gonna get that easily. Like you're gonna get these Annie players, you're gonna get these Azir players, you're gonna get Fiora. You know what I mean? You see Yasuo's coming in now. So like that meta shakeup. But once you start seeing representation, obviously it's not going to be as good. So I mean, I don't see Fiora having anything too crazy, um, but it's not bad, right? It's got a good kit. It's got a good game plan where you're readying things, you're making the money, uh, and you're gaining some sort of resource. So it's not bad at all. I'll give it a B. I'll give it a B tier.
I think B. It's fine. I mean, I don't think it beats I really are driven, but I think that the random factor is important. So like, hey, you get lucky, or they don't know the matchup, they don't know what they're doing, and I think people make mistakes all the time. So dedicate yourself. That's pretty much it.
Dedicate
Yeah.
yourself.
Yeah, to the
What
deck. Yeah, you have to.
what a
Ezreal.
message.
You gotta.
What a
You
message.
gotta. All right. All right. This has been an extremely long podcast. Thank you guys
Yeah.
for staying with us. I
Yeah.
think in the future, we're gonna figure out a way to maybe not. I don't know. We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Thank you. Last thing, real quick. Only last thing. Who do you think is gonna win RCQ Atlanta? I think that it is going to be Draven. Hydra.
I'm still on the Aurelia train, so I think Aurelia takes it.
Uh, yeah. I think that's. I don't know. Now that Yi's resurging, I'm really hoping Yi takes it. Um, but I think it's gonna be Draven actually because
Like
I'll be
In the hands of Stardust.
yeah, we'll see.
Stardust.
Okay.
I probably I don't know. I think Driven has an easier game plan than Irelia.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
I think for that reason, I think he has a higher chance. So I'll go Draven. If not, then
Yeah.
Irelia. Then yeah,
I
they
do
Yeah.
not think it's going to be Azir. That's all.
I agree. Yeah. Personally, I don't know. Some thermal beams are being looked at. I don't know. We'll see.
Dude, I'm gonna die.
Oh,
Oh my
dude.
God.
Thermal
See.
Beam
Dude,
Jax.
I love
finish
thermal
him.
beams, bro.
Just finish
Dude,
the
it's
Jax
such-
player.
All right. All right. Well, thank you guys for joining us. Really appreciate you spending all the time. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Let us know how much you would disagree with all of Zedrill's takes.
Yeah.
And,
Perfect.
and we will see you next week for another round of Losers Queue. Thank you so much.